Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Playing against the Korean Alliance, and we're starting out against this team, which it's a weird tank, but um, I have her. I haven't leveled her, and I heard she's good at Titans, but in Wars, I mean, I don't know how good she is. So it would, I wanted to test her out and see if she's worth leveling up. But anyway, I've got a story for you guys. This is an old story. Probably I was in high school, early high school back then, and if you guys lived in the 90s, 2000s, early 2000s, I mean, we didn't have good internet back then, and it was just landline connection, and you spent like 20 minutes trying to get connection for your internet. It's not as easy as it was today, or even close to fast. So anyway, I used to love video games a lot since I was little. And I remember the first console I had was, the Atari. If you shout out to the people who know what Atari is, and I got, a lot of a lot of consoles after that, like the Genesis and Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, and all that. But anyway, in high school, I started getting into PC games, and I used to go to this internet cafe place. I don't know if a lot of people in the U.S. did it, but in my home country, and I know a lot of countries that used to do that, and to this day they have that, but it's not as common as it used to because people now have great access to the internet. So these local cafes, they had local networks. So a lot of people come in and they play, local networks. So you have games like Counter-Strike or Dota or whatever game it is. They had a lot of games there back then. But one day I decided to go with one of my buddies. And if you know the setup of these, most of these cafes, they're pretty dim and light. And then you have, a set of tables, which has the computers on them. And then between every table and the other one, there's a table in between so you can put your stuff in. And since I was, little, I did not like leaving my stuff around because I know I'm going to forget them. So I just carry my stuff. But my buddy, he likes to put his stuff on the table. So he puts his phone and keys and whatnot. And, typically when we go in with a group of friends of mine. And, it was the middle of the week, so not a lot of people go. But we decided, me and one of my buddies, to go in. And, expectedly in the, weekdays, it's not as busy at the weekend. So there was not a lot of people. But anyway, we started, playing and whatnot. Everyone who knows to play these, games, you need the same focus. So you focus a lot and you kind of shun out your background, so you don't pay attention to everything. But there was this guy that was going in the store. He wasn't sitting in any of the tables there, but he was going in and out, and I kind of took notice because he did it multiple times. And it was this big, huge guy. Like, back in early high school, I was, I'm not a big guy. Like, I was very scrawny back then, and I'm a little tall. I'm 6'1" back then. But this guy was like, probably was as tall as me, if not taller, and he was like a big guy. He's a big guy, not muscular per se, but he was like a big guy. Like, you can put four of me, and like he would like be the equivalent of four of me next to each other. Like, that's how scrawny I was, or how big he was, like whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Anyway, so he started circling around, and we were busy, like playing and whatnot, having fun, and I think he was like scanning the place and whatnot, and just found like a time where there was not a lot of people that were in the store. But it's obvious that this guy was gunning for us, And I wasn't paying attention at the time. I just kept my eye and just kept playing. And anyway, he found an opportunity at some point because that time that he picked was the time where the store clerk went away for something, and the place was a little bit empty. I don't know if someone called him out or something, but anyway, he comes in and he has this big arm, like it's you can never miss it. But I was playing, and you can picture it, like I'm sitting at a table, and my friend is sitting at the table next to me. And there's the table between us that has his phone, and this guy was aiming to steal his phone. So he reaches out with his huge arm, slowly trying, like, I'm not gonna notice this whale of an arm. Like, it was so big, like there's no way you can not notice it. So he started reaching out slowly, and there was a moment, you guys, I kid you not, like it felt like a minute, but it really was like a split second, I think, where I realized, that my friend realized, that there was an arm between us that was, gonna take the phone, and he was doing it slowly. And I look at my friend, and my friend looks at me like, what the fuck is going on? And then we both turn to this guy at the same time, like, hey, what are you gonna do? But as soon as we turn to see who this guy with this arm, he just lunges and takes the phone and start running around. He was just trying to get away as fast as possible. Like, this happened like a split second. No, I'm making it sound like it took a long time, but it really felt like a long time. So anyway, this guy was huge, as I mentioned, but he had like the acceleration, you know what I mean? Like, this is the type of guy that have the acceleration, but long term he gets tired pretty fast. But anyway, I had pretty good reflexes. I'll admit to that. That wasn't very helpful because my body was too little. Like, I was very scrawny. So I reach out with my hands from the back of my chair. I didn't have time to turn around, so I reach out to catch him, and I did. And the guy being big and me being small, he just dragged me out of the chair just by walking, and I got dragged on the ground. And I think since he's a big guy, up and down, his core was not balanced, so I threw him off balance, and he tripped, and the door was made of glass, so he tripped on the door. And for some reason, like, I don't know, I can't explain the physics of it, but the way he fell on the door was very weird, because the door got shattered and there was glass all over the floor. And this guy was determined to get away with his phone. And anyway, he gets up, and I didn't want to let him go, so he drags me on the floor with glass on the floor. And I just, with all the adrenaline surging through me, I just, I didn't care. I didn't feel any pain. Anyway, I did not let this guy go. And they dragged me out of the place, and then he started punching me, and I'm holding on to him on the floor and not wanting to let him go. During this time, my friend gets up, and the store clerk guy gets in and started realizing what's going on. So they both come and catch this guy. And when they try to catch him, he was like fighting and whatnot, and he was resisting. And the big guy, like he is just, it was difficult to kind of subdue him. So I get up and I catch him as well. So he started resisting, and then he gave up. He just got tired. Like, his acceleration just went away, and like he lost his momentum, and now he's just tired. He couldn't resist anymore. So he knew he was effed, basically. So anyway, naturally, like, people started gathering and seeing what's going on. And then there comes this guy from behind, And he was like, what is going on? What are you guys doing? Why are you attacking this guy? And we started explaining that this guy stole our stuff. It was like, well, why don't we hear his side of the story? We don't know if you're being truthful or honest and whatnot. And he started arguing with us. I think he was like trying to distract us or trying to get the truth or whatever. But, you don't think about these stuff at the moment because of all the adrenaline surging through and with the, acuity of the situation, because I didn't have a situation like that before. But anyway, since we were both holding on while we were talking, and that guy was tired. So my friend grabs his phone from this guy, and then when he grabbed his phone, he let go of the guy. I still held on to him, and the store clerk was still holding on to him, but his grip was looser, especially on the right side, because that's where my friend was holding on to him. So this guy just, when his right hand was loose, he reached out to his pocket and gets out a knife. And when he got out the knife, I kind of froze. I just let go of him and stand back. Like, I know people would, say, well, I wouldn't let them go or try to be brave and whatnot. But trust me, when you're in a situation like that, your instinct takes over and you start being afraid of your, well-being in life. It's a different situation. This battle was great, by the way. This last battle was awesome. But anyway, not to get you distracted. So he reached out his knife, and when he did that, I let go of him. The store clerk was still holding on to his left side, and then he just scrapes the knife on his hand, on the clerk's hand, and caused like a superficial wound. And then when he did that, the clerk just let him go. And that guy started yelling, "I'm going to kill you all," and whatnot. I think he was just trying to scare us. And when he started saying that, I was like, whatever, man. Like, we got the phone. Like, just get the fuck out. So he started running, and we followed him, got into a car. We got the license plate. And guess what? I mean, I think you guys can guess it. That guy who was saying, what are you guys doing? And he was like trying to find the truth and whatnot. He was actually with the guy, and he was trying to distract us so his friend can get away. So that was an asshole move. But anyway, we got the police involved and whatnot, and thankfully we didn't suffer any major injuries. But that was one of the few situations in my life that I felt threatened, felt like my well-being and my life was in danger. I've had a few situations throughout my life like that, and I'm sure a lot of people did. That was one of the big ones that I had. And, I just learned that you could say a lot of things in these situations if you're hypothesizing about these situations, but in a real life situation, it's a different story. And you gotta understand, like, at the end of the day, there's no benefit to losing your life over someone who has nothing to gain. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is lost, like, has nothing to gain. He has not made anything of his life. You, on the other hand, like, you did a lot of stuff in your life to become a better person. And this guy has nothing to lose, So he's just, these people are just trying to drag you down with them. And it's just not worth the risk doing so. So that was a life lesson for me. And, I'm glad, since I was holding on to him from the front, I'm just glad that he didn't just stab me that time. So I was very thankful for that. And, believe it or not, that these situations shape you. And it really shaped how I interact with people. And, I see this with a lot of people in road rages. Like, you have to control yourself, and the best thing to do is not interact with these people. Like, I know your emotions take over, but, there's nothing stronger than controlling your emotions, especially in these situations, because your life can be ruined in one small decision. And when you look back, you realize that it's not worth doing something like that. So anyway, that was a personal story that happened to me a long time ago that, I sort of remembered and wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully you get some lessons from that. I don't know if you guys have, if any one of you want to share sort of a similar story or a story that, you felt threatened or you learned a lot from, or you just enjoy the video. I mean, look at this battle. See how I survived this? This was a great battle. I'm doing really well here, by the way. I think this is my last battle, and there was one battle that I didn't record because my phone didn't record, which is unfortunate. It was like a double Lepiota team, and I realized something, by the way, that with the update. I mean, I haven't been following the updates and whatnot, but I realized something that this update, whenever you cast a spell with these Underwild hero, you get healed. So, didn't realize that. Anyway, this is the last battle. You can see the score. I think they're ahead of us now, but I don't know how it's going to end. So we'll see. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.